How about now? There we go. I had forgotten to switch on the audio portion of the program. But here we are. I got a snazzy new headset. I'm still trying to learn how to use it. So what's up, everybody out there in chat land?
Oh, you can turn your video off to me.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm opening this thing up.
As much as I like seeing your smiling mug.
Indeed. All right. Oh, and this I can actually turn to dark mode, so that's good. I'm going to do that.
Dark mode.
What's up? Dark mode. Speaking of the microphone, listen through the ear bits. Yes, thank you, Evil Dice Monkey. I do what I can. All right. Yeah, so we appreciate that the music might have been a little bit too loud in the opening portion. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and set the closing one to a little bit lower now as well. We're trying things out, you know. We spent some time learning about how to make awesome streams, and we're trying to make that a real thing. So that's what we're doing.
Experimenting.
We are experimenting. Tune in over the next few weeks to see some more potential experiments. But before we get too far in, I will mention that one of the main experiments, or non-experiments, or show notes, as it were, about the next 2 weeks is that I am off next week. I'm taking one of the first real vacations. I know. I'm taking one of the first real vacations I've taken in quite some time. So, John will have to find some other people to stream with him. I wonder who they might be. I'm guessing you guys have seen them before.
We'll find someone.
You folks, I should say. You guys and gals.
We need some damage dealers.
Yes, indeed.
Maybe we'll next week we'll try to set up a game where we can do the max damage. Indeed. We'll try to break through the integer overflow.
So the other thing is, I'm just posting in the chat now a survey that we're putting out. We are looking into, and we're actually, frankly, we're hoping we can still get it because it was an idea that only just recently came up. We're going to potentially do a, what's it called? Session. It's technically a session at Gen Con, but it is a
panel.
A panel. We need a room to do a live, quote unquote live, Sentinels Live, where we'd actually either broadcast or record an episode live from Gen Con with you folks in the audience participating. And we want to get a feel for how many people might be interested in such a thing or would actually attend such a thing. So if you got a second to just fill out our quick little survey about Gen Con this year, we would really, really appreciate it. Partially, it's to find out if we should even do it at all. And secondarily, if it is, it's to figure out what sort of attendance we should ask for, because that's the thing with Gen Con. You have to tell them what sort of attendance are you expecting for this panel, because they don't want to put, something that's going to get 7,000 people in a room expecting 100, and vice versa. They don't want to put someone expecting 100 in a room that could fit 7,000. So
I think we should get 7,000.
Did I hide that? I hid that. Hang on. John's back. Everybody relax.
Was I gone?
I closed, I minimized the Skype window to try and take a more white light off my face. That's the thing
I feel like I'm in a tiny box under someone else's control.
Exactly. All right, I would go to a Sentinels Live if I could afford to go to Gen Con. Does that count? It kind of counts, I guess. So for those of you who saw the tweet and were wondering, will they actually play this team tonight? That was kind of a trick question because only 3 of those 4 heroes are currently available in the digital version. One of them, who I was cosplaying, is Luminary, and he's not in the digital game yet. But someday... Someday indeed. All right, so before we get too much further along, I should probably do my quick little intro here. So it's Tuesday! It's 7-ish, which means it's time to welcome you all out there in Chatland to Sentinels Live. Thank you for joining us around the digital tabletop while we play Sentinels of the Multiverse. The goal of these streams is always to just have a good time. But secondarily, we show you how to play the game as well as covering some strategies that can maybe help you win. At Handelabra, we do believe in civil rights for everyone and being as inclusive as possible. So comments or activity that actively work against that goal are not welcome and will not be tolerated. If you enjoy the show, please do like, share. I'm mixing my words together already. It's a little too early in the evening for that. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe. You can follow me at Mr. J Handel. You can follow John at Migrant P. That's on Twitter. And you can also follow the company at Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. And, of course, Handelabra Games here on Twitch. As we are the developers, you often get to see some stuff before anyone else while getting some cool insight into the process. And the game does include a tutorial that covers the basics, but we always do our best to explain exactly what we're doing, when we do it, and why. And depending on how long it takes for us to win or lose, our game sessions are usually 2 hours minimum, and then I guess sky's the limit. Sentinels of the Multiverse is currently available for iOS, Android, as well as PC, Mac, and Linux via Steam, and always in good old analog cardboard and ink. And you can always get more information about the game at sentinelsdigital.com. So, John, where are you? You're still in the same place as last week, right?
I'm still in Vancouver, here for another 2 weeks or so.
And then where are you off to?
Then to Edmonton for a short bit, and then to Toronto for about a month. So that'll be cool. We'll be hanging out with Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Peter! We'll get Peter. We can probably do a live stream with me and Peter in the same room.
Ooh, I like that idea. That is fantastic. We haven't had Peter on. I think the last time we had him on was during the ARG. Has it really been that long?
I feel like there might have been one time after that. No, it was we had him on for Ridiculous Challenge time.
Oh, that's right. His Ridiculous Challenge that he had come up with.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right. I can't actually read this in dark mode, so I'm going to turn it back over to regular mode so I can actually keep up with the chat, hopefully. All right. And yeah, so obviously, we've been showing off challenge modes. We've been showing off termination. All three of the termination variants have been discovered in the wild, but the actual unlock conditions are still yet to be found. Potentially more about that later.
They're getting close on Absolute Zero, at least.
As usual, you people are really, really good at sniffing out the fun stuff. Also, as usual, there is a new Letters Page podcast this week. I believe it's Mr. Fixer. I haven't had a chance to listen to it. Have you, John?
I have not. I'll probably listen to it later.
Yeah, I'm all caught up to this week. I was off for a while because of PAX and travel and other kinds of things. But I really, really like the Omnitron episode with all the crossing timelines and all that other cool stuff. Because that is such a comic book. Omnitron's story is such a comic book thing. In this timeline, it was Omnitron 1, and then 2, and then kind of 3, and then 4, and then who knows what happened, but then Omnitron X comes back from the future, and that's the blue timeline. But if you look at the green timeline, it was
I didn't actually have the graphic when I was listening to it.
I went and looked at it after the fact, but I kind of followed it in my head a little bit. So I noticed an exclusive piece of music on one of my physical music discs. Leo 9981 is the first person to notice that publicly and mention it. It has been out. These discs were released at Gen Con last year, and not a single person has mentioned the piece of music that is on those discs.
I don't even know about that. What is it? Or is it, maybe they need to get the disc. Find out.
If you guys want to talk about, in the chat, why don't you guys talk about what it is, and if you guys let it slip, we'll discuss it a little bit here. What should we play tonight, John? I know one thing we're going to play tonight, and that is a new environment.
That's right.
Bloop. The Court of Blood. Was that sufficiently macabre?
Yes. Is it? I don't know.
So the cool thing
what
about
happens when you have the chat popped out and you try to whisper? Nothing happens.
I don't know. I kind of screwed that up a couple weeks ago, so I don't know.
Am I whispering now?
Leo 9981 says, I won't say. Nope, you are not. I won't say until someone guesses. Yeah, that happened to me, actually. I was trying to talk to somebody who was watching the stream, and it ended up not being secret. Okay, yeah. Wow, man, our chat is moving faster than usual tonight. I'm having a hard time keeping up.
Yeah, it's whipping along.
Zipping right along. Okay, so, yeah, someone needs to get their CDs out. Yes, you do. Okay, so, yeah, Court of Blood is all about vampires and craziness. I feel like Apostate would be very much at home in the Court of Blood. He'd be followed by his sort of, undead mystical minions in some ways.
Yeah, the Court of Blood is one of these environments like Silver Gulch and Dock Thoreth where there's a war being fought, in the environment, between different factions in the environment, between the townspeople and the vampires and the vampire hunter, and everyone else gets cut up in the middle.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So yeah, we're definitely going to try out the Court of Blood tonight. And do we want to go thematic with the Court of Blood, or do we want to just go random and see what we get?
We can do the first game thematic if you want to do Apostate and Fanatic. And
well, I was going to say, like, when I say thematic, like, I think obviously Apostate and Fanatic would be good, but I think Gloomweaver also fits in the Court of Blood. He's equally sort of like weird and mystical. Did we play Gloomweaver last week? Yeah, because we did. Maybe it wasn't last week. Might have been 2 weeks ago. But we did the Spike Gloomweaver. Yeah, it was the Spike Gloomweaver. Yeah, Skinwalker thingy, whatever.
Let's do Apostate.
All right, I'm down.
You do Challenge Apostate.
Oh boy, I don't know that I know what a Challenge Apostate is. Why do I keep scrolling past it? Where's Apostate? There he is. All right. So Challenge Apostate is whenever a demon card enters play the top card of the villain deck. And then, of course, advance at the start of the game. Tome of the Unknowables put into play. The villain deck is shuffled. All right, so we can do just challenge, not crazy challenge.
Someone says foolish recipes.
Yes, someone did say that Black Fist did fight against vampires, which is of course Mr. Fixer, who is the subject of the letters page right now. So
they probably go right into Black Fist in there. I definitely want to listen to that. Even more. All right, well, I'll take Fanatic.
Do I want to do Dark Watch or do I want to regular? Dark Watch, regular. Dark Watch, regular. All right, how about this? We'll ask the chat. Dark Watch or regular? And then that'll let them decide. And then
there's no Black Fist variant, unfortunately.
Yes.
That is not a thing that happened.
Dark Watch, regular. Oh, 3 votes for regular. Regular it is. Okay. So then you've got Prime Wardens Fanatic. I've only played in the Court of Blood once or twice. Actually, you know what? I can already feel the temperature in here going up. I'm going to go open my door a crack real quick. But you know what? Because I have a headset now, I can keep it on. And I can walk over here.
I'm going to bring Santa into the equation here. Oh, we have the same color. It's going to be annoying. Oh, well. It's not a big deal.
We have the same color on our icon, you mean?
Yeah, we're both pink.
Ah.
That's fine.
Mine is themed to Baron Blade.
Mine was I pressed random.
Ah. All right. And then I think... Who haven't I played in a while? Nobody. I've played all of everybody. Yeah, let's see. Court of Blood, like I said, I've only played it a couple of times, so I don't actually know how many... I don't know how it plays, really. I feel like I've been playing a lot of Chrono-Ranger.
I can confirm for Richard that Jeremy is wearing pants. At least he was 20 minutes ago.
I am wearing pants.
I can't confirm now.
Yeah, now that I have all this new freedom from my headset, I can do whatever I need to do. But I have to make sure I keep the pants on. All right, let's, you know what? Jeremy plays Argent Adept.
There's
and actually, I'm going to do
remember that Seinfeld episode where they go over to the person's house that has the phone with the really long cord? They, like, test to see if it can go in the bathroom.
All right, so here we have Apostate, Mr. Fixer, Prime Wardens Fanatic, Prime Wardens Argent Adept, and the good old Santa Guise. This looks like a fun matchup. Let's do it. Oh, look at that imposing facade.
Cool.
Yeah, Jennifer did a really fantastic job on all the environments for this expansion, as is, as we've come to expect from her for sure. The world is as I say it is. Believe in my truths. Believe in me. My tools are weapons in my hands. This fight will end swiftly. All right. Is the exclusive music on the CDs the chip tune? No, it is not. All right, so let's see what we... Oh, right, I forgot. I had set up iTunes because there's no music in this environment yet, so I need to get something playing.
There's lots of blood in the Court of Blood. Spoiler alert.
All right, so let's get into Ultimate SOTM. And where's Time Cataclysm? I like doing Time Cataclysm for these because it's like a good way to just sort of keep things moving along here. Boom. Let's turn that down and set that to single. All right. Everybody let me know how that volume is on Time Cataclysm. Might be a little high, might be a little not high enough.
After you do this on the stream, do you ever have the next day where you end up listening to the same song on repeat and don't notice for a while?
I totally did that last week. I absolutely, totally, and 100% did that last week. Oh shoot, I pushed my thingy. Yeah, this headset has a button to make it vibrate. So like literally, like when the bass is like really thumping, they literally like shake on my head. It was not something
that happens with like toxic damage or something.
Oh yeah, good call. All right, so Mr. Fixer opens with Grease Monkey Fist, Meditation Overdrive, and Pipe Wrench. Fanatic has got, Prime Warden's Fanatic has Brutal Censure, Sanctifying Strike, and twice this transgressor shall be smote. We've got Arcane Cadence, Polyphoric Flare, Scherzo, Frost and Flame, Infernal Sonata for Argent Adept, and Santa Guise, Gritty Reboot. Let me see that. Yeah, I'm that guy. And where did I leave that? All right. And just remember, whenever a demon enters play, the top card of the villain deck is played.
Well, we can start with a relic, of course. All right, then.
Not a terrible opening. Let's see here. Pipe Wrench seems like
annoying for Santa Guise though, because he would blow away all Guise's face down cards.
Yeah.
I guess there's a chance if you use Arcane Cadence. Oh, but you won't actually be able to use Destroy and Ongoing card abilities with Argent Adept right now. So forget that.
Well,
so I think we just have to let the apocalypse happen. There's no way we can stop it.
All right, so I feel like I don't want to waste Overdrive, but I could get two in against Apostate right now. Or I could, well, Meditation. Oh, into play or my hand. Maybe I'll just meditate for now, and that's what I'm going to do. Meditate, search my deck, and I've got a Grease Monkey Fist. Do we want... I want one of the irreducible ones in case he gets his, like, Relic Storm out that screws everything up. And I'm assuming we probably want the one that after Mr. Fixer damages the target, all damage dealt to that target is irreducible. Well, maybe that's a bad assumption. What do you think?
That's usually pretty good if we can get a hit through.
Yeah, that's the trick. Is like, since I'm not playing Dark Watch, getting a hit through might be a little tricky. But, it has the potential for a greater payoff. We'll do that. Because I do have my Pipe Wrench, so I can at least boost my damage by 1. We'll see what we can do. All right.
I thought you were going to put it in your hand.
Oh, shoot. That's what I meant to do.
I mean, there's no super need to actually play that card. It's the same as having it. I guess you might lose your deck somehow, but...
Right. Oh, they're guessing again. Yeah.
Everyone's quizzing Leo on what the track is.
Yeah, it's not the second anniversary theme. I wonder if anybody's posted a picture of it of the CDs online, but it would have to include the back of it, which is the track list. Honestly, I did kind of have like an inner pool going in my head about like when someone was going to finally notice that. Because it has, like I said, it's been out now for like, what, 9 months? 8 months?
Right. I guess Guise, or I guess we could just use Argent Adept's power here for a free card play. Or Guise could use his power and then, like, open a present for someone on his turn.
I feel like that's a lower... Well, I don't know. I mean, if it's a one-shot, great. If it's an ongoing, it's just going to go away, so...
I mean, the thing is, like, if we play one of Argent Adept's cards, then it might not be useful either.
Yeah.
It might be. It's all the same, I think, so... basically.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can Arcane Cadence. No,
you
I'm
might
sorry.
get a little more out of this power than Guise would out of giving you one card. So,
all right,
here you go. Sing your song, or conduct your orchestra.
Oh, look at that!
There, perfect. Actually, you might be able to destroy Apocalypse.
Yeah, what do we got here? I've got Sadistic Dissonant, but I don't have an instrument in play yet.
Well, you can use Conjuration and get the pipes or something like the pipes. Potentially.
Right. Okay, so how do I do this? Okay, so we got hand, top, bottom, trash, play. Okay, so... Well, wait, so I played a card, and now I'm going to get to...
You're going to get to activate a company, but...
And a company.
Unless you really want the company of Sadistic Dissonant.
Yeah.
Depends on how... I mean, we don't super care that much about getting an Apocalypse, so...
Yeah, that's fine.
You might want to just, like... I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just going to hand...
It's sort of like... if we can get... That's cool, but we don't necessarily.
Oh, I screwed this up. Ah! I'm not on top of my game today. Let's do this again. No, sorry, use a power.
Oh, come on. My power.
Oh, shoot, it was your power, right. Ugh, sorry.
All right, the pressure's on, Jeremy.
I know. Two turns, and I've rewound on both of them. Okay. And only one of them was my turn. Alright, so we got the Arcane Cadence.
Oh, I see. Chrome opened a window, like, in the background for the Whisper, but it didn't tell me. And now it's loading the stream, which is not something I wanted to do.
Okay, so the hand... The question is, what should we play? Vernal Sonata is not useful to play yet, so we want to...
People are talking about how Christopher tweeted today that Oblivion is just about to go to the printer.
Oh, fantastic.
And the printer called him crazy.
Yeah, this is fine. I'm just gonna... I might as well just do this.
Sure. I mean, get some draw.
Get some more stuff. So we'll get... I'm gonna keep that Arcane Cadence. So yeah, I don't want to keep both those Vernal Sonatas, so I'm gonna do that. That, Alacrita Subdominant, and the drum. Alright. Cool. Okay, it's my turn, so I think I'm gonna Arcane Cadence. Ah, there we go. So now am I gonna be able to get away to activate that Sarband of Destruction?
Not likely.
Yeah.
Actually, yes. If you put the horn on the bottom of your deck, you'll be able to use it.
Ah.
Actually, you won't be able to use it.
Oh, yeah, it's not in a company.
Yeah. Actually, well, you could put Silver... Yeah, it's not a company. Silver Shadow is also a company.
Yep. Draw a card or play a card. All right, that's
I don't
fine.
actually play this Argent a lot, but you can do a lot of funny stuff with
You can do a lot of... Yes, I definitely prefer this one in most scenarios.
Yeah. Arcane Cadence is super strong because putting a card in the binary deck, you just get to play it right away.
So by the way, chat room, given how quickly things are moving tonight, which is faster than usual, if you really have something you want me to see, John actually tends to be better about keeping up with the chat, but if you have something you want me to see, make sure you mention Handelabra Games, because I'm trying to keep up with it, but I'm realizing I'm missing all kinds of stuff. So
Or at Migrant P.
Or at Migrant P, yeah, that's true.
It puts it in like inverse, so it's easier to notice.
Exactly. All right, so let's do... Yeah, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, you could use the power to blow up Sadistic Dissonant if we want, but I don't know.
Yeah, these are probably the wrong choices, but whatever. Oh, this is not at all what I went to do, but that's fine. Whatever, we're not rewinding a third time. Yeah, whatever. Gesundheit.
Evil Dice Monkey asks, how's the weather? Overall, it's pretty rainy here, which you might imagine Pacific Northwest. But we had a couple really nice days the last couple days, so can't complain.
And Rainbow Painted Speeder Biker asks, or doesn't ask, states, I like your beard. Thank you. So this was the leftovers of the Luminary beard, and then I'm growing in the side beard back. Because I much prefer, actually, I find out that I like it when it's like all everywhere. I don't like it as much when it's just this, but I like how long this is getting, and I really don't want to trim it.
All right. So Apocalypse is going to, at the start of the environment turn, destroy all cards in play other than this card, character cards, and relics. So that's like you have 3 cards in play now because you're like,
I know.
whatever.
I screwed it up. What can I say? I like playing Argent Adept, and I find that a lot of times I sort of like luck into doing interesting things, but I'm definitely not capable of thinking like quite as far ahead as you really need to play Argent Adept well.
I mean, it was a great turn, except it's all gonna blow up.
Tobias Stoff says, I've been having a weird bug on Android. The background art doesn't like to show up sometimes. Is this common? The first thing about that is whenever there is an app update, make sure you re-download your expansion packs. Sometimes that is an issue. I don't know if you had more that you wanted to say about that. Is that an incorrect assumption?
There's an option to not show the background, so you might have to change that option.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, re-download your expansion packs if that's not the case. Well, I'm not going to use my power because I probably shouldn't even use that card, but oh well, I'm not paying attention. Unless we want stuff in our trash, that can be a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I have 2 Vernal Sonatas, so
yeah, whatever. Skip. Destroy your cards. Louis asks about more special dialogue. That's something you would have to ask Christopher. There is a lot of dialogue he has to write every expansion, and it gets exponentially more every expansion. So
Yes.
Probably not.
yeah, I mean, basically the way that it works, just again, to give you a peek behind the curtain and maybe see some stuff before anyone else, we can tell you a little bit about how the dialogue system works, which is basically that every villain has a base dialogue sort of game start thing. Every hero has a base dialogue game start thing. But then there are special cases whenever it's a nemesis matchup. So like if Baron Blade is matching up against Legacy in the first position, there's a special piece of dialogue between the two of them. Then there's also special versions for each variant. So like Young Legacy and Greatest Legacy each have their own version, and Baron Blade has a response to each of those. And then there's 1 or 2 other special ones, like for instance,
I think Legacy is the only one right now.
yeah, Legacy I think is probably the only one where it's Legacy versus Iron Legacy, because that seemed like it made sense to have a special dialogue option for that.
So yeah, there may be other special cases in the future. You could imagine like
Luminary versus Blade.
Luminary, yeah, where they might not be nemesis, but they have a special relationship.
Yeah, there's some
So
thematic connection.
Yeah, that's not like necessarily something that won't happen, but don't like count on it happening. There is a lot of dialogue to write just for default and for nemesis. So they want to see the environment card.
Oh, sorry. Angry Mob. At the start of the environment turn, this card deals each target other than itself 1 melee and 1 fire damage. Then, if there are no vampires in play, destroy 1 environment card. So clearly, as John was mentioning, this is an angry mob that's really trying to go after the vampires and sort of catching the heroes and the villain in the crossfire. And then once the vampires are gone, they go away.
Yep. Or they burn something else down.
Right.
Who wants to get hit by Apostate?
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at.
Either Guise or Argent Adept are fine, so.
Yeah. Great. Ooh. The damage types are making my headphones zing.
I thought that might be the case.
Yep.
Gauntlet of Perdition. So prodigious.
Okay.
Alright, so the Orb of Delirium and the Runes of Malediction are in play.
Yep.
Best thing ever. So Tiger Claw is probably a good thing.
Yes.
So, because you're like the only one who will be able to hit anything. And we need to like have Mr. Fixer chip away at the orb 1 damage point at a time.
Yep. Yeah, if I can get some boosts, like for instance, Bloody Knuckles. Then getting the one that'll let my damage make everybody else's damage irreducible could be a bonus.
Yeah.
But I have to get both of those out.
Well, this angry mob is only going to hurt us, basically, so I'm going to chastise it, and then it's going to destroy itself.
A wonderful decision.
And final dive does nothing.
Yeah, I really dig this Fanatic, especially because, like, I do use, what's that card? Smite the Transgressor, I want to say. I use that card fairly regularly, but I use it way more with this Fanatic because you get a bonus extra 2 radiant damage to Fanatic if you use it. And so she can really turn into like a...
You're not talking about Smite the Transgressor.
Maybe not Smite the Transgressor. What's the one where she deals herself radiant damage and then deals that out? Sacrosanct Martyr. Thank you. You're roboting a little bit, just FYI. I understand that you're doing videos, so that's probably why, but...
You are also roboting. So we're roboting at each other.
We are robots at each other. Sacruz asks, are we close on the Termination Unity unlock, or are we way off base? That is a good question. Alright, so it looks like a couple of us are starting to lose some...
Good question.
Fantastic question. So moving
topic.
on, stay tuned. We might address some of that a little bit later in the stream. Let's see here. So, okay, I've got one flipped card in play.
If you can let Mr. Fixer pump up, like, let him get Pipe Wretch going, he'll be that more effective.
Right.
But actually, yeah, so you don't have the way to use Electro Subdominant, because I always just assume you can, but you can't.
That is correct.
Do you know what's on the bottom of your deck?
No, it got played.
No, you used twice.
Oh. In that case, it is... Uh-oh.
It'll be from the first one that was on Fanatic's turn.
Somebody just...
If you don't remember, I understand.
Sorry, hang on. My music just quit because Skype decided to do a thing. All right. I don't remember. I think it might be... No, I'm not awake. I'm not AFK. I'm just doing things.
Vernal Sonata is not a bad call because I can put those as presents and everyone has something that's not...
I have never seen this screen before.
What?
Ho ho no, some of these cards are face down in your play area, ready to be flipped. Which ones? Only Santa knows, and Santa ain't telling. No shaking your presents. Do you want coal? You're gonna get coal. I have literally never seen this screen before. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm pretty sure it is...
People like to try to figure out what their presents are.
Sadistic Dissonant. I'm pretty sure that's what's on the bottom of my deck right now. But irrespective of that, the question is not what is on the bottom. The question is what do I want to play right now? And that answer is...
I was saying Vernal Sonata would let us decide what presents we're going to get in a way that Santa can't.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I was already thinking about that because obviously Fanatic has been hitting herself for a little bit, but... so I have no problem with that. Okay.
Yes. And back to Sakru's question, if you're interested in hints about variants, wait until the intermission.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. I don't need that back.
I'll put a Brutal Censure on top. You've got all kinds of stuff in your turn.
I know. I had quite a turn. I think I'll just do another Arcane Cadence, because why not?
Well, and keep in mind the bottom of the deck thing, so... Where did I leave that? I'm happy to have that on top. And remember, the thing that's on top is going to be a present.
Yeah. So Rainbow Painted Speeder Bike says, I had more or less that reaction when I saw Guise's Naturalist Animals, which I also have not seen yet. I knew we did those. Those are ones I knew about, but I have not seen them myself. All right.
Guys, there's lots of little special things.
And the Saraband comes out. So I was wrong. It was not Sadistic Dissonant. It was the Saraband. So that Arcane Cadence did not become a gift because I drew it.
Oh, great. Fair enough. Okay. I think it's gonna go with Everyone I Know Is Dead.
The gritty reboot.
Guise goes first, then everyone else.
Okay. I can do that too.
I'm gonna sweep so many legs.
Alright, so Chastise destroyed, the angry mob is gone. Unhallowed Halls! Let's pop that
this
open.
is the one that Fanatic wants. I mean, sort of.
Let's pop this open so that everyone can see. Oh, we got another Apocalypse.
Well, hopefully we can deal with that by now. Yeah, I have 2 copies of Retcon, so that's fine.
And my Saraband is in play. I don't have a way to actually use it just yet, but... Alright, Unhallowed Halls. Non-vampire targets cannot regain HP. Targets cannot deal radiant damage. Increase all infernal damage by 1.
So, Fanatic can't deal radiant damage from her cards, but not all of her cards deal radiant damage, and it also means her power is free. Which- More cards. Yeah, the +1 Infernal is not awesome.
No, it's not.
Against Apostate. But if you, I guess, yeah, Mr. Fixer could take advantage of that potentially.
Yeah, if I switch out for the Grease Monkey Fist, but I think I was gonna Pipe Wrench.
Yeah,
So
Pipe Wrench is a good call.
Like I want to keep working on that orb.
Yeah, we've only done 1 damage to the orb, which was the one that you did last time.
I now have 2
There.
overdrives though, so
Now if we can get you to play Overdrive a bunch out of your turn,
Yep.
that'll be awesome. Yeah, so Holy Nova is just going to be a heal now without damage. But I can use Sanctifying Strike.
Nepacross asked, "You want me to post a link in the chat with all 3 form icons visible? If you would like, you don't have to. Sometimes we like to make people work for it."
No, Divine Focus, but I can't deal damage from Divine Focus, so, oh well. I think Guise is going to just let more presents come. And
Is the assumption that we're taking care of the apocalypse?
Guise can take care of the Apocalypse.
Because
He's
today
canceling.
we're canceling the apocalypse! Exactly right.
That is what we're doing.
So I guess they are now making the sequel. It was canceled for a while, but now it's back. It was definitely canceled for a while.
I'm looking forward to that. I actually don't want to discard a card to not deal damage, so... I can also destroy the Unhallowed Halls if we want. It probably makes sense. On my turn.
Alright, let's see what I'm going to do here.
Right, so you could use Saraband if you want, by like playing your drum or something, or...
Yeah. Oh, right. Yes, I do have the drum. I feel like whenever I have one good card to play and an Arcane Cadence, I'm always going to Arcane Cadence. I only have 18 cards. Do I have 2 Instrumental Conjurations? Yeah, I'm Arcane Cadencing. Okay. So... what am I going to do here? Alright, I still have one of those Vernal Sonatas in hand, right? Okay, so that is a potential for... there's a Lacertus Subdominant.
Remember, we can't heal right now.
Yeah. Alright, so hand, top, bottom, trash, play. And then if I power into my bottom, I get to play both... I get to play 2 cards. So...
Hello.
Moving on. So, okay. So hand. I'll just Vernal Sonata again. Hand, and then top. I'm gonna bottom the harp and wait. No, that's not right. I'm going to. We're gonna play the harp and bottom Inspiring Supertonic? No, because... well, then I'm set up for next turn, but I can't do it right away. That's okay. Because then I'll have to power... I'll have to use my base power to get Inspiring Supertonic out.
I think that's going to be a new thing.
If I power into my bottom.
The chat's getting into it.
Yeah, genetically move aside, genetically fused pantsuit. It's time to power into my bottom. All right. Yeah. Well, I guess I could deal one sonic damage if I get Syncopated Onslaught out.
It deals damage.
All right, top.
I mean, I would love to have Syncopated Onslaught around for Mr. Fixer to take advantage of later.
We'll get around to it. Here we go. There we go. Now I've got extra powers. I can't regain, but I'm going to use it anyway. And then, okay. So I draw a Syncopated Onslaught, and we'll hopefully get rid of it.
Alright, you finally finished. I'm going to get rid of the Unhallowed Halls. We saw how it all worked. And I'm also going to get rid of Apocalypse, because I can do that, because I'm awesome. Because guy...
Oof, super robot-y.
Slightly. Yeah, I was lagging there a little bit. In the game, too. Oh, I have Extreme, which is really interesting.
Yes. Get rid of that runes.
What I'm going to do is play I Can Do That Too, and use my own power to put another card face down, and I'm going to let someone open presents. Who wants to open presents?
Probably not Fixer, because I feel like I have him in a decent position for whatever we're trying to do right now.
All right, guys, opening presents.
All right, do it.
All right, the first one, I know the second one is drawing more cards, so I'm going to play that one first. That's the one I knew what my presents were. Ooh, and there's the best card ever. I did get what I was looking for.
Good.
There's a Barbarian. Excellent. Gimmick a character. Also excellent. Because that lets me play another card. And I'm going to play... Oh, the thing is, I want to play Extreme, but I also want to play Best Card Ever.
Man, who decided to have Guise and Argent Adept in the same game? We're going to be here all night, people. I know that's what you like.
I have +2, so I could, Best Card Ever will still do 2 damage. But, oh man, Extreme, it all depends on what that other card is. I think I have to play Best Card Ever.
You have to.
I mean, it just makes sense. Yeah, because then I can play Extreme next or whatever. So, yeah, let's just keep whacking at that orb. To play or not to play? To yell woo
or not to woo? Do you?
I like that we made his hand pop up a little bit. hey, look here.
Hey, I'm here. Look at me. Woo, woo.
All right. Yeah, I mean, look what I found. It's pretty solid. So, and I mean, I'm going to kick myself if that last card is like Best Card Ever, because Extreme is going to be awesome with that. But
welcome back, Knight of the Frozen Lance. Tobias Stuff says, all you guys are missing is Captain Cosmic.
And it is Best Card Ever. Oh, well. If we were cheaters, we'd rewind and play Extreme first.
Oh.
You do have the option to not woo. You drag down.
Yep.
But I can still, take out this orb. Just like that. Yeah, if I drag down on this dialogue, I will not woo. And guys will say something else. But I want not to do that, so. Should I may as well finish off the orb?
Yeah.
Okay. I won't get the card play, but that's okay. I feel like I should take advantage of my +2 while I've got it. That was a pretty solid present opening.
Indeed.
And, Fanatic can discard now. Effectively. So, sure. Let's chip away at Apostate. We have a new card in the environment.
Yeah, and actually, for anyone who's new, I did want to just sort of touch on a little bit of strategy regarding Apostate. We are playing challenge mode, which basically just means he gets some extra card plays, but he hasn't had that happen yet. And also, the reason why you don't just sort of go after Apostate willy-nilly is because when Apostate has relics in play, I'll pop it open so you guys can see this. When Apostate would be destroyed and there is a villain relic in play, the villain relic with the lowest HP is destroyed and Apostate's villain character card flips to the Dark Corruptor side instead. And then you have to deal with the other stuff. So, some people might say, well, I don't understand. You got all those relics, but, some of them aren't even dealing damage. Just take out Apostate already. And this is the reason why, because otherwise there's more stuff that has to happen before you can actually get rid of it.
Yeah. But I mean, part of his condition is like a relief valve. Like the relics can build up to a point where like you can't deal with them with a certain set of heroes maybe. And so you can get him down to 0 so that he'll consume the relics. And he gets rid of the highest HP one, doesn't he? Or is the lowest
It's
HP?
the lowest, it's the lowest on the front, and then on the flip...
we get to the orb.
Yeah, and then on the flip side, it's when Apostate we reduce to 0 or fewer HP and there's a villain relic in play, the villain relic with the highest HP is destroyed and Apostate's villain character card flips to the Infernal Emissary side.
So you can flip them back and forth and get rid of the relics.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're in that position.
And it's lowest on the front and highest on the back. Alright, so let's pop open Relict.
This is not a relic, but a relic.
Relict Doratoya. Vampire. Increase radiant damage dealt to this card by 1. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals each non-vampire target 1 infernal damage. So this is one of the vampires who comes out at night.
And so yeah, we're all gonna get hit. The Apostate gets hit too. So yeah, I think now the Runes of Malediction is our next priority. Quick summary, what was Magmari about? Liquid hot magma.
Exactly. Very lava-like. And I will say, Jean-Marc had, we're not showing off the music yet, but Jean-Marc has been working on the music for all the new environments. And they are all fantastic.
These 2 environments are pretty easy to summarize.
Yes.
Lava and vampires.
We just need one that's lava vampires, and then we're all good to go.
And then Temple of Zhulong is basically ninjas. Yeah, they're not complicated.
And Madame Mittermeyer's... the other option that we would showing off would be Madame Mittermeyer's Fantastical Festival of Conundrums and Curiosities is the other one. And that is like Wacky Carnival is basically the way to summarize that one.
I think Mr. Fixer can take the hit because he can.
He can tank it a little bit.
And yeah, there will be a listening party for the new music.
The music is fantastic, really? But that's never happened before. Bella Sorciere says, I am impressed you can rattle off a name like that. I've actually been practicing. Internally, Greater Than Games... Yeah, Greater Than Games and even us, we call it MMFFCC because that is the easiest way to sort of talk about it. But yes, it is in fact Madame Mittermeyer's Fantastical Festival of Conundrums and Curiosities.
Yes.
I have to say it many more times because otherwise all that practice will have gone to waste.
Yeah. Some things are a little too long to write down.
Okay, so yeah, let's see here. Do I want to overdrive at the runes? That seems like a good choice.
Yep.
Or I could Bloody Knuckles at the runes, which would be...
As long as someone else can help you finish it off. Which I think, Argent Adept can, for sure. So
here's the question, though. If I can Bloody Knuckles, can Argent Adept have me overdrive out of turn?
Sure. Yeah, because you have Electrus Subdominant and the Harp.
Yes.
Sure. Bloody Knuckles. And then Guise might be able to destroy it. Maybe.
Well, what I'm saying is if I Bloody Knuckles now, I can hit it for 2
no,
here.
I mean, Guise might be able to destroy Bloody Knuckles for you.
Oh, I see. I get it. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah, so I'm hitting it for 4, And then it's only left for 2, so I can hit it. I can kill it with overdrive, and then
work on the other. Yeah.
And then go after the gauntlets. Actually, yeah, go after the gauntlets, or just go after Apostate or Condemnation. We have so many options of things I could possibly hit with the second hit.
And I'm not going to hit myself with fire. I'm going to embolden on Guise, so he can use his power twice, his 2 powers on the same turn.
Since I'm sure there are some people that have popped in since we started, I'm going to post the link to our poll again about the Gen Con live episode.
I'm going to chastise that environment card so it doesn't do anything.
I like it.
And then Guise can put more presents, or Mr. Fixer could use his power, or Argent Adept. Actually, it makes sense for Argent Adept to use a power because then you can bounce it. So.
Sure.
And get 2 hit points.
Yep. All right, so let's do that. Boom. And who am I bouncing this off? I guess I could Mr. Fixer
Guise.
now. Oh, Guise? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, while you have the... I mean, yeah, that's fine.
While I have it, I could be dealing more damage. But Guise is fine for now, because we're going to overdrive on Argent Adept's turn. So many gifts.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Fanatic on Guise's turn.
Thank you as your shot. If you already filled it out, you don't have to fill it out again. Nor could you, I don't think.
Could potentially get another copy of Bloody Knuckles from your presents if I open Mr. Fixer's presents.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
And, like, dual crowbars.
Yeah, just wail on all the things. Okay, so I was going to Alacritus. And then... Yes, I think that's what I was going to do.
Yeah, Fanatic does not have a good time in the Court of Blood in the story. It's not...
So I think what I'm...
It's not a good place for her.
Wait a minute now, I have to think. Alright, if I harp on Inspiring Supertonic and then use a power... That is destroy this. You may use a power now, so I would... No, but I've already used 2 powers, so that's not going to work. Okay, so basically we're looking to harp, Inspiring Supertonic... No. Alacritus Subdominant on Mr. Fixer. That was the idea here, right?
Yeah. Well, if you wanted to play
right, that's
overdrive.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Okay. So we're going to overdrive. And we're going to get rid of the runes. And then, what do we think? The gauntlets or condemnation more important?
I would probably hit condemnation.
Yeah, I was gonna say because the other one's only if we deal him melee, whatever. Yeah, and yeah, that's right. Condemnation has reduction. So, all right, and then you may use a power now if you do destroy this card. I kind of want to do that. Yep, throwing caution to the wind. I'm gonna see what I get. What did I get? I got inventive preparation.
Tachyon actually shows
Oh,
up.
look at that! Perfect. I got a.
Nice.
I conjure, right?
You can't play overdrive again. Like you can, but you can't use the same power again.
It says I can use it twice. It already overrides that. Oh man, I thought that was a thing. All right, never mind. Yeah, we're totally rewinding. That was not at all what I meant to do. All right, so we were harp. All right, hang on. I remember what we did. We harped into this, to Mr. Fixer, to overdrive. Okay, so yes. Runes. And condemnation.
Ejomatic asks, why must Nova Scotia be pelted in total snowmageddon? It's because I'm not there. Ha ha ha.
I am still going to do what I did because I'm not going to be that big of a cheater, but then I just won't. So who wants to play a card, I guess is the question.
Yeah, I mean, playing a card is wise. Probably Guise, because I have Guise the Barbarian going. And I can play gimmicky character for some HPs, probably. Some chance of HPs, or none.
So I will tell everybody
that like once a week.
Say again?
We get someone claiming there's a bug with gimmicky character like once a week, I think. Because they don't understand that it's about targets.
So there's some talk about different vampires in media in the chat. And one of the things in particular, I am a huge Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan. And I happen to think that a Buffy the Vampire Slayer Sentinels game, where it's like a team good guys versus single big bad, would play amazingly. And I actually would love to go after that license. And then a Buffy the Vampire Slayer board game came out this year. So I think it's one of those things where, like, that's a really good idea, and maybe in like 3 or 4 years, once that game has run its course, because it's been getting a lot of media and it's been getting a lot of good attention. So I seriously doubt that even if we had the money to just buy the license, I seriously doubt they'd want another like card/board game out there competing with the one that they just released. So we have to let that sort of run its course, and then maybe we can see the dream of a Buffy the Vampire Slayer version of Sentinels, or basically a sort of co-op card battle game in the Buffy universe would work. Because, I mean, just think about it. It's rife with amazing big bads. There's all sorts of cool good guys that could team up. You could do Vengeance version and have, like, smaller versions, like, I mean, the trio is the Ennead, basically. Yes. Someone's playing my harp.
That's right. I'm still your thing.
I'm in your card game stealing your things.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Buffy of the Multiverse. It would be so good.
Man, I'm bouncing powers. So Fanatic is going to use a power. And she plays Sacrosanct Rider. But I think I want Guise to use his power to let Fanatic... Yay! Flip her cards. Divine Focus. Brutal Censure.
Yeah, now people are talking about what other versions of the card game they'd like to see. Obviously, I mean, a Star Wars one is sort of the low-hanging fruit. I do think, though, Star Wars tends to be a much more one-on-one kind of thing, and I have not played the new Star Wars Destiny, but I hear it's really good. It's not so much of a team. I mean, yes, Luke needed Han to come in at the end and blah blah blah, whatever, but it's not really about like the team taking on one big bad, in my opinion. Obviously, it's just my opinion. It doesn't necessarily need to be taken for whatever, but I think the whole thing about Buffy was like, I mean, Jesus, that was literally what season 4 was all about. That, like, without her team, she was nothing. And so, that's why I think that Buffy is a really exceptional version of this sort of paradigm.
I have nothing to add to your conversation.
Okay, that's fine.
Does Christopher like Buffy?
Oh, yeah, Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings would also be a really good one. There's the one big bad. I guess there's a couple. You got Saruman in there, and... I have to admit, I have not read The Hobbit, nor have I watched the movies, so I don't know who the big bad is there. Smaug?
Lord of the Rings also doesn't have a great history of licensing. They pulled their license on a board game, The Confrontation. So, yeah, there are several Lord of the Rings games, though. Feast of Flesh.
And Hunter Fullapet. Yeah, so Hunter Fullapet, that's kind of the Sheriff Pratt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, here, let me pop those open so everyone can see. So Feast of Flesh. At the end of the environment turn, play the top card of the environment deck. Then, if there are at least 3 vampires in play, destroy this card. At the start of the environment turn, each vampire deals the hero target with the highest HP 2 melee damage.
But so she's chastised, so she can't.
Okay. And then Hunter Fullapet, or Fullape, maybe? I don't know. At the end of the environment
I think
turn,
he's friends.
yeah, this card deals the vampire with the highest HP, 2 melee damage, and 1 radiant damage. Whenever damage dealt by this card destroys a vampire, this card regains 3 HP. So he's awesome, and he's on our side.
We'll have to ask Hank Royd if he's still in. Yeah, I think so. Felipe, I would say. But the difference between the Hunter here and Sheriff Pratt, there's several differences, but also he doesn't damage villain cards like Sheriff Pratt does. Only vampires.
Only vampires, yeah.
And I believe heroes can become vampires. No? Is that a thing? Maybe that's in my imagination.
I think you yeah, do you have all kinds of stuff happening in your head because of Maze of Mirrors where, like, cards become hero cards?
Yeah. I think, yeah, it's probably in my head. But imagine that would be cool.
That would be very cool. Yeah, so what we're talking about is a card called Maze of Mirrors, which is a Madame Mittermeier's Fantastical Festival of Conundrums and Curiosities card, I believe, whereby I think it says every instance of the keyword villain on a card becomes hero. Is that right? Or do I have that backwards?
Yes. So any word villain on a hero card becomes the word villain.
Okay.
Sorry. Villain becomes
hero.
Villain
becomes hero. Right. Okay. Yes, and that one has been causing much consternation among the engine programmers here at the illustrious Handelabra studio.
Not Mr. Fixer. Man, he hasn't played a single demon card. We've been very lucky.
Yes, we have been very lucky. We're basically not playing challenge mode. Okay.
But we're still not doing the best, but we're doing okay. I want to keep those cards.
DJ-O-Matic says, what is your guys' favorite memorable bug related to Maze of Mirrors so far? I haven't seen any because it has not been sort of put into the testing version that I'm playing yet. I don't know, John, have you seen any bugs yet related to Maze of Mirrors?
It is not done yet.
Yeah, it's not done yet, so I don't think it's really...
No one is playing it yet.
No one's played it yet, yep. Okay, so I have my Pipe Wrench and I have my Alternating Tiger Claw. But we're at a point now where a Riveting Crane might be better. Except that, well, we don't have any damage reduction.
You're getting your presents opened on your turn, by the way.
Oh, am I? Okay.
For guys, yeah, totally.
Okay. So in that case, then...
Fixer to go crazy.
All right, I'm just going to overdrive then and use up this Pipe Wrench because I'm sure it's going away. So let's see. I can get rid of Condemnation. Does that sound like a plan?
Yep.
Great.
I like that plan.
Boom. And I draw another Bloody Knuckles. Fantastic.
Well, I think we can make the Relict not be able to deal damage and the second Gauntlet. It's nice to get a free Zealous offense.
So DJ-O-Matic just asked, Jeremy, how do you get your beard to do the supervillain mad scientist point at the bottom to work so well? I'm having issues with mine. I am so glad you asked. I've literally checked with videos on YouTube and whatever, and what I do is I actually almost redid it again before the stream because I wanted it to be nice and pointy. I got basically mustache wax, and I use it in my goatee, and I found a good system where you get some on your hands and you sort of warm it up and you start to work it in and you sort of point it, and then this is the key. Once you've got it to the point that you're pretty close, you use a hairdryer to warm up the wax so that it gets a little bit melty, and then you point it exactly right, and then you use the hairdryer in cold mode to blast it cool and zap it into place. There you go.
Next week on Style with Jeremy.
Indeed. It's just funny because I literally, in my morning routine now, I've added 5 minutes to style my goatee. All right. Yeah, I guess I'll use a power.
May as well get the HPs. What? Or that. Okay. Do what you want. What?
Okay.
What happened to your... Oh, Guise stole the harp. I forgot. All right. Rewind.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I only had one power to use. Okay.
I forgot that Guise has it. I will do something. I'll send it to Guise instead.
It's actually not as good right now because I've been messing with it all day, so most of the wax is sort of worked out. I found the mustache wax is just like a CVS. It's not a good one. It's like whatever the CVS brand one is. But apparently if you order like the hard wax online, that's the one that you like, that you want. Mine's not a hard wax. It's like a medium softness wax, so it's kind of very tacky. But all right, I'm sure, you know, the 3 people who have beards who care about this in the chat room. All right, we're done. Anyway, all right, so let's get back to where we were. Ching, 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 ching.
I just like presents. Mr. Fixer and Argent Adept have so many presents.
Okay.
So the harp, Guise has your harp. But you could play a different instrument or things.
Yeah.
I just clicked on something by
Yeah,
accident.
no, that's fine.
Take
I'm
that as well.
looking. Yeah, what do I have? I have harmony, rhythm. Okay, what's that? Oh, okay, so yeah, that's fine. I'll play the drum. I'm happy with the drum. So we can do invent preparation. Who wants to play a card? Obviously not Fixer, since you said that he's going to be doing his thingy.
Unless you want to play like Bloody Knuckles in case he gets a bunch of charges.
Yeah, that's actually...
Or like, yeah. Or, I mean, anyone else is happy to play a card, I think.
Things getting all tangled up here. All right. When I lean in, I always have to check the video to make sure I'm not like all up in the thing. Like, hey everybody.
Like this. Like this.
John, knock it off. I'm pointing at you right now. Okay. Let's see.
What you doing, Jeremy?
I'm trying to count the number of dust particles on your glasses. Okay.
Oh, there's too many. It's true.
It's one of your people, Fanatic or Guise. Mr. Fixer's not going to play.
Fanatic. I'm pretty low on HP, so I'm going to play that Aegis.
By the way, since nobody asked, I wanted to mention that I'm loving the new Zelda game. It's so cool. It's like the perfect mix of like pure adventure Zelda-y game and RPG elements, but without having to be like a full-on RPG. So I'm totally digging it.
We definitely need to have Jeremy Clarkson do the intro for...
I missed it. I was listening to the guys going, wow, chicka, wow, 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 chicka, wow.
Zach says, Jeremy Clarkson voice. Tonight, Jeremy gives beard waxing tips. John gets shouted at, and the chat loses control.
Very nice.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Do I just want to punch? I feel like punching is probably a good idea.
I'm okay with punching. Booyah!
And let's hand out one more round of presents. Zach can do a fairly reasonable Jeremy Clarkson impression. Good. Probably better than mine, which I just came up with off the top of my head. So
nice. All right, I'm ready for my presents. Shower me with presents.
Do you have a preference?
Wow.
Which one? We know that number... Oh, actually, we don't know what number any of them are because we didn't put one on top.
We don't know any of them are.
Choose for me.
Ooh, toolbox. Ooh. Like it. Good, an auspicious beginning. Harmony and dual crowbars. Okay. Reese Monkey Fist. All right. That gets rid of my Tiger Claw. Salvage Yard.
Ooh.
Good
perfect.
choice. Do I want to play Overdrive? Why, yes, I think I do. Alright, so oh yeah, and I have Grease Monkey Fist! Alright, so we want the gauntlet to be gone, right?
I wouldn't worry about it. It can't deal damage, so...
Right, but if we're gonna be, we're gonna be wailing on him, so...
I would hit him first, because he's still at 26. So.
Fair enough.
It only is 4.
Except that I have Grease Monkey Fist and Pipe Wrench, so it's actually 6. Oh, okay.
You can still play cards, though.
I can still play cards. Yeah. Charge. All right, deal some damage. I could literally kill the Gauntlet of Premonition right now.
I would just hit Apostate.
All right.
You might get a jack handle, and then you'll kill it anyway.
All right, Tire Iron.
See?
Dual crowbars.
Good things come to those who wait.
And Bloody Knuckles.
I love the emboldened Santa. Santa is emboldened.
Knights of the Frozen Lance asks, are we excited to work on Oblivion when the time comes?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Grease Gunned. Check it out.
Grease Gunned!
Oblivion's going to be, a new play mode, so it's going to definitely be a bunch more work like Vengeance was, but I think it's going to be pretty cool. So we're looking forward to it. And of course, lots more hero decks and environments. So
okay,
actually, a lot more hero decks. I think there's still like 10 new hero decks that we still have to do.
Yeah.
Actually, more. There's the Void Guard, that's 4, and there's 5 heroes in Oblivion, and then there's 2 mini expansions. So that's like 11 new heroes.
Alright, so that Tome of the Ennoble is going to play something. He's still not played a single demon, which means it's probably all it's demons all the way down from this point.
It is demons all the way down.
Pretty much. Okay.
You have Harmony, which is pretty solid to go with. And like whack the tome, and then him, and everyone else can take. Like I can take care of the other things. That's no problem.
Yeah, we haven't had enough sonic damage this game. All right, so the tome is gone.
Condemnation comes back.
Condemnation comes back.
So I guess you may as well hit that if you want.
Radiant. Nice.
All right. I would say we can say the Relic Dorothea can still not deal damage. And the Matron actually doesn't deal damage, so...
Oh yeah, she came out, we didn't bring it up. Matron Erzi. Increase radiant damage dealt to this card by 1. Reduce damage dealt to vampires by 1. At the end of the environment turn, each vampire regains 1 HP. Now, she can deal damage if that other card, that Feast of Flesh, I want to say, is out. Because that has every vampire deal damage. But she does not deal damage on her own.
That's fine. The Feast of Flesh is start of the villain turn anyway, so... Ooh. How are we on getting rid of those relics at this point?
I'm happy to do that, because he's only got 17 HP, and Mr. Fixer has turned into a damage-dealing machine.
Right, so actually, yeah, we can just make Mr. Fixer do it, basically.
That's
with
true.
Their abilities, so... Which is probably the best use of our time, is making Mr. Fixer do stuff. So, Argent Adept, you have your harp back, I believe.
Okay.
That's a new movie coming out, How Drake Got His Harp Back.
All right.
And I would say, yeah, I would use that and let Mr. Fixer bounce damage all over the place. Whack a relic.
Yeah, so the question is, do I go after the Gauntlet or Condemnation? Man, I don't know that it's actually going to matter. I'll go after Condemnation.
Yeah, I would hit Condemnation first because it's more... more of a threat.
Yeah, so, well, oh, actually, I was going to say, if I hit the gauntlet first, I could get rid of Condemnation with the boosts that were happening. So I should have done that. Let's do that. Oh, wait, but we're on Fanatics. No, it's fine.
That's fine. Oh, I played End of Days.
Oh.
If anyone's wondering what the card play was, it sort of happened like it went off the screen when it played because I have so many cards in play. But we can take care of that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Fanatic's only at 3 HP, but I'm unconcerned regarding the team at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not in like, you know, trouncing territory, but I think we're in good shape.
No, I mean, you could just use your drum, like, and hook it up, so.
Yeah, actually.
And let someone play a card.
Yeah, like I wonder if... I'm just looking at the angles here. Let's see, we got... Yeah, so how about if I Silver Shadow, and then who wants to play a card?
I mean, like, Fanatic could play Consecrated Ground and destroy her own End of Days, and then you could do other things instead of worrying about it. That seems good.
Yeah. Or I could Bloody Knuckles.
Yep.
And then deal all the damage. I kind of like that idea.
We could probably win before the environment turn. So.
Yeah, that's what I was trying. I was trying to do like the pseudo math in my head because I don't really do the real math. John's really good at doing the real math. Should I place our card that I could play that would help with that scenario?
Yeah, you could still play like. I mean, you don't need to draw a card. Basically,
I know. I'm looking at what I've got here.
You can, if you play Vernal Sonata, I can let anyone play that card on Guise's turn. Whatever they put on top, they can play.
Well,
Such as Overdrive.
I've got a bug here, John. Oh, there it goes. Okay. For some reason, my Vernal Sonata, I kept dragging it up and it wasn't playing, but eventually it did. I don't know.
I think lag related.
Yeah, it might be. Okay. All right. So choose for me. All right. So Mr. Fixer, how about Overdrive? Why not both?
And Fanatic. What do I have? Actually, Divine Focus is probably good in case he doesn't get finished off. So, though I guess we still have that End of Days. Actually, whatever. I'm not going to be picking Fanatic. I'm going to be picking Mr. Fixer. I'll put Best Card Ever on top because that's how I roll. Actually, yeah, you can let Guise put Presence on top as like your power. Or it's probably better to just let Mr. Fixer do the damage, though.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. So let's see. If I do the harp
to Fanatic, and who knows? Actually, yeah, because I have Divine Focus on there, I can get that in play. So harp over to Fanatic, and then Fanatic will give Mr. Fixer a power.
Okay. Well, because what I was going to say, and just bear with me here, because I sometimes I like to walk through these. If I harp to myself, and then the drum, or harp to... oh, no, I don't have it in my hand yet. Or do I? Do I have a copy of it in my hand? I don't. Never mind. I get it now.
Okay.
Okay. So
just play your best card, Jeremy.
Yeah, just play your best card. That's the way this game works.
I have 1 HP. I'm good. You only need the last one.
Exactly right. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of Condemnation and boost it up to hit... Oh, look at that.
Ridiculous.
I love it. Oh, Apostate. Did you bring a steak to a gunfight? That was a mistake, buddy.
A T-bone.
There we go. Yeah, I guess I'll heal up for 2 since I got nothing else to do.
Yes, I will discard a card. Can I do anything exciting? I guess we can let Mr. Trickster finish that off.
Sure.
I wish I could use your dual crowbars to finish him off, but I don't have enough card plays. Unless one of the cards in my area is going to be...
Mmm.
I'm totally doing that. Taking dual crowbars.
Steal them.
Doing
Do
something
it.
cool.
We got this. Alright, fast forward the gifts.
Alright, guys. Do something cool.
Yeah, come on, guys. You know you got this.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Oh, double don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Oh, it's alright. I got a retcon, so I can do whatever I want.
Nice.
Because I have blatant reference.
This is a
And best card ever. Yay!
Wow. I was gonna say, like, you hit her first and you didn't even...
Dual crowbars. The end.
There it is! I actually remembered to pause the iTunes music,
Never
too.
played a single demon card.
Oh, yeah.
This is like
so much for
exactly
challenge
the same
mode.
Challenge.
All right. Good
But
times.
there was threat. We had to be ready.
All right, so John, you had a thing you were going to talk about during the break, which is fantastic because I need to use the bathroom.
All right.
So why don't you do that while the victory screen is going? I'll be right
You
back.
go to the bathroom, and I will pour some more gin, and we can talk about termination variants. Termination variants. All right. So, all the variants have been discovered by someone at once, but the conditions haven't been discovered. So, I was going to give some hints and stuff. So, first off, Unity, I have given hints. So, go onto the Steam thread, I think, or the Greater Than Games thread. The Greater Than Games forums are down right now. And check out my hint there, or on my Twitter, @MargaretP. And you will find some interesting stuff. There's also a very interesting unlock that happened on the Greater Than Games forums that no one seems to have noticed. So definitely check that out, especially if you're really obsessed about requiring 3 heroes. So that's Unity. Bunker, I'm going to just give a straight up hint. So everyone listen. My hint is as follows. Lieutenant Vance would be the first guy to tell you that Omnitron is a major threat. Cosmic Omnitron was an even more dangerous iteration, but it won't be the last. That's the hint. All right. So now I want to get nerdy. So I'm going to paste something into the chat about what I'm going to do. So when we look to see, I monitor the forum threads all the time and see if people have found the exact conditions for the unlock. And you might wonder, what does that mean? What does the exact condition mean? The exact condition means have someone, usually one person or maybe a couple of people come across it together, figured out what are the necessary, sufficient conditions. And what that means is necessity basically means, is it enough to do it? And sufficient is it not too much? So to explain this, I'll give an example. The GI Bunker unlock from the first variant pack is play all 3 mode cards in the same game, which is a pretty simple unlock. But if you think about what does necessary and sufficient mean for that, so an example of a condition or a post that would be necessary but not sufficient would be play any 3 mode cards in one game. So that's something that is part of the condition. You need to do that, but it's not enough to do. It's not actually maybe I'm not explaining that right. But there's also, so I'm not sure I actually explained that right. But there's also an example, you might say bunker. So the problem with that example is that is part of what you need to do, but it's not going to be enough to do it. Another example would be saying, bunker has to be first in the game and has to play 3 different mode cards on the same turn. That will unlock the game. That is sufficient to cause the unlock, but it's not necessary. Like, the actual condition is smaller than that. And so that's what I'm looking for, is not putting in extra information into what you're claiming is required. Because even though that might actually get you the unlock, that's not necessarily required.
I feel like this actually happened a lot with the Santa Guise unlock. There were a lot of people up front guessing lots of like, oh, you have to do this, and you have to do this, and you have to do this, when in fact it was really just like, get 25 things to happen, like off turn or whatever. I don't remember the exact thing, but it was basically like, have guys make other players do 25 things off turn. And it wasn't like 6 of this and 5 of that and 4 of this and 2 of that and 3 of the other. Like, it wasn't like as specific as they were getting.
Yeah. Usually people, I find, like, say too much.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it goes the other way too. Sometimes it's not enough. And that's often what happens in the forums, is someone will find a way that is sufficient but overcomplicated, and so everyone will do that and be like, I got the variant, but it's not actually necessary. So obviously I'm not a very good logic professor, so you're probably all asleep now, but if you are not asleep, in the next, I don't know, few minutes while we're setting up the game, post what you think is the unlock condition for Termination Absolute Zero, and I will tell you if it is how it meets these necessary and sufficient. I'm not going to explain why, but I will tell you if the thing you posted is either unnecessary or insufficient.
Hanker has it right. Wait 30 days.
Wait 30 days? Actually, it is, but not for getting the achievement.
That's true.
So what are we playing next while we start getting a flood of things?
So, yeah, I actually had 2 thoughts. I thought, let's maybe either do La Capitan or Kismet. And why did I choose those 2? Because I just did. So we'll leave it to the chat. So,
Okay, you didn't click on them, though?
I mean, I sort of put one in, then I took it out, and then whatever. So I can't decide which one I want. La Capitan or Kismet. And we will do challenge or something for either one of them. So
Cytosine says, Absolute Zero, take 10 plus damage and heal 10 plus damage in a single turn. That is insufficient. Oh, and then says, deal 10 plus damage and heal 10 plus damage. Can you explain exactly what you mean by 10 plus? I'm assuming you mean 10 or more. Deadlock PM says, take 12 fire damage and heal 12 health in 1 turn. That is insufficient. Hank Royd says, the same turn deals at least 10 fire damage and heal 10 life. Insufficient. Rainbow Painted Speeder Bike, it's a cool name, dealt 10 fire damage, 10 cold damage, and deals 10 cold damage in a single turn. That is insufficient.
All right, I have my selections as chosen by the randomizer. Eternal Haka and Chrono-Ranger.
Do everything possible with Absolute Zero in a game. That is not necessary. But it is sufficient.
It is sufficient.
It's actually, it's funny. It's easier to talk about this logic construct in terms of when something isn't than when it is, I find. La Capitan, I'll take their nemesis. Her nemesis. Absolute Zero has 1 foot in the bucket, ...
All All right, while you're reading that, I'm going to read off La Capitan's challenge mode. At the start of the game, cards are revealed from the top of the villain deck until H crew cards are revealed and put into play. Other revealed cards are returned to the villain deck, which is shuffled whenever La Capitan flips. A crew card with the highest HP in the villain trash is moved into play. So lots more crew is what happens with La Capitan.
Yes. Chachangi says, on a non-hero turn, Absolute Zero must take 10 fire damage, deal 10 damage, and heal 10 life. Insufficient.
Agent Panic asks, who determines the unlock conditions? Is it a group effort, or does Christopher dole them out? So the process for that is actually sort of several-fold. It starts with Christopher giving us his sort of pie in the sky. Here's what I would like to see from a story perspective and a mechanical perspective. Then Jean-Marc and John sort of look at it and say, okay, mechanically, how difficult would that be to implement? And then they sort of have a bit of a conversation. Some of them are pretty straightforward, especially a lot of the early ones. You know, like the bunker one, play all 3 modes in a game. You know, that one was pretty straightforward and pretty simple. But they've actually gotten more complex over time. Sometimes Christopher will say things that are not possible in the game, not only from a mechanical perspective, but also from a story perspective. So, like, he'll say something like, you know, in order to do this, let Luminary and the Harpy win a game. And it's like, well, if we want to release that with this wave, that's not going to happen yet because those aren't coming out for like another, you know, however many months. And so there's always a back and forth in the process, especially in the last few iterations. You know, like the first couple things, but like, you know, with the Prime Wardens and with the Termination, like there's definitely been some back and forth. Like, well, what if we did this? Well, what if we changed it this way? And then we just sort of go back and forth until we find something that is mechanically acceptable to us and story-wise acceptable to Christopher, and then that's what we implement and test.
All right. Silenak says, take more than 10 fire damage, heal more than 10 damage, and deal more than 10 damage in a turn. Insufficient. But interesting. Hank Wright says, Absolute must deal at least 10 fire damage and heal at least 10 damage out of his turn. Insufficient. Pricey provinces in a single turn. Absolute Zero must deal at least 10 damage, heal at least 10 hit points, and receive at least 10 fire damage. Insufficient. Side of scenes about redirection is in. Let me make sure. Yeah, insufficient. Let me see. So far, everything is insufficient. And I'm just going to see if there's anything that goes past that.
Balui asks, what was the most difficult unlock condition to program? That is a question for someone who's probably not on the stream. I think Jean-Marc would have some thoughts about that, although you might have some insight as well.
I think the Naturalist. We had to add like a big way to track things in a more complicated way. I mean, we didn't have to add a lot, but like it's tracking of things in a more complicated way than most unlocks are like, did you beat this villain one, like set a flag or something like that, as opposed to the Naturalist had to actually like track this villain was beaten in this form, that villain was beaten in that form, that sort of thing.
And then as a follow-up, DJ-O-Matic asks, what was your guys' favorite rejected Christopher unlock for an unlock we already figured out? The only real, like, solidly rejected one was probably Prime Warden Fanatic, which had to do with a deck that was not to be released until Villains, I believe. Was that right?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I think it was Prime Warden's Fanatic had something to do with having won or lost or beaten something, whatever, in the Court of Blood. And since the Court of Blood wasn't going to be out until Villains, and we wanted to release the Prime Wardens earlier, we were like, yeah, you got to come up with something else. That's the only flat-out rejection that I remember.
Sure. Don't be giving spoilers about future variants, though, Jeremy.
That was the Prime Wardens. Fanatic is a Prime Warden, and she has been unlocked. All right.
Right. I'm just talking about extreme spoilers, that's all.
I know what you're talking about. All right. So are you choosing a second hero, or are we going on 3 here?
Sorry, I had not chosen a hero.
Okay. I know you chose the green Sentinels.
Nice. All right. So, yeah. So no one has really nailed down the condition, but things are close, and I would definitely think about whether you're over-specifying or under-specifying your conditions when you're posting them in the forums. and whether you're making assumptions about things that you think have to be in the conditions that might not be in the conditions. That's something important to think about. And of course, doing science. In the last round with the Prime Wardens, there was, I can't remember who it was, but in the forum someone was like, they scienced the shit out of it, and it was great.
Nice.
To quote that Mars movie.
That Matt Damon Martian movie.
That Matt Damon.
Ahoy, niños.
Actually really good.
Hand over all your valuables or get thrown overboard. Think good and hard, partner. I aim to put you down, and I don't miss. Especially with my good arm. Alright, so Chrono-Ranger opens with 2 of Just Doing My Job, and 2 Terrible Text Strike. The Sentinels, the Green Sentinels, the Adamant Sentinels, as it were, start with a Human Shield, Second Chance, Telekinetic Wallop, and unique capabilities. Eternal Haka's got Dominion, Punish the Weak, Rampage, Vitality Surge, and K.N.Y.F.E has Battlefield Experience, Focusing Conduit Blade, and twice of For the Greater Good. For the Greater Goods. For's the Greater Good. Alright. And again, we are playing on challenge here. So we've got the Timeless Crew. So
we
extra
are.
crew cards. We are! That's what we're doing. It's all challenge all the time here, man.
Alright.
It's not ultimate, it's just challenge.
Switch to easy mode eventually.
La Paradoja Magnifica comes out, as is its wont. We get Final Breath, Amazing Mabel, Chip, and Siegebreaker. And we start immediately with Walk the Plank. Alright.
Haka can heal. K.N.Y.F.E can't. I mean, Dr. Medico can help, but a little bit.
Alright, so here we go.
Oh, Mabel, stop. Just stop.
We got 2 Captain's Orders out. What do we got to deal with that? Anything?
Nope.
Not a thing.
I mean, not in hand. Chrono-Ranger has potential.
Yeah.
K.N.Y.F.E has potential. But no one has them in hand, and neither are particularly, like, strong ongoing removal people.
Alright, so my first thought is to start Terrible Tech Striking Mabel so that we can actually start getting some things out. Or, conversely, going after the ship, which is usually a good choice. Either way. So
Mabel is immune to melee damage.
Mabel is immune to melee damage, so I'll go after the ship. I'll Terrible Tech Strike the ship, unless you have something else.
I would have played Just Doing My Job to look for an ongoing destruction.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, does everybody want to get rid of cards?
Sure.
Alright, fair enough.
I mean, that seems useful. And, like, you'll still do damage, so it should satisfy your craving.
That's fine. Yeah, probably Punish the Weak.
Hopefully my hints were useful. If not, you can complain. Complaints are accepted. How much for the greater good do I want to do? All of it.
Alright, so I got a sudden contract, another Just Doing My Job, another sudden contract, and the whole gang.
Yeah, I think like Mabel's easier to kill, and she does the same thing that the ship does, so I would hit Mabel first. Sockfoot2000 asks, do you think you could have a series of games to demonstrate how to make various characters rock? There was a guest a while back who demonstrated Argent Adept. We could. We do often do that when we have a new character. Like, we do that for them. But we could definitely look at doing that.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that we're kind of in a period now where there's not going to be a lot of new heroes, you know. In terms of characters that are in print, every hero that is in print currently is in the video game. The next new ones won't come out until mini pack 4. Yes, 4 with Stuntman and Benchmark. And so we've got some time. We can certainly spend some time. I know we had talked about the idea of trying to like highlight, you know, here's how you could use Absolute Zero effectively or whatever. That's definitely a good call. We'll think about that. I'll take this moment to remind everybody that I am not going to be on the stream next week. John will be hosting some guests. I am taking an actual vacation.
Special guests. All right. Mainstay cannot punch Mabel. But we could do something else. The ship's probably going to reshuffle anyway, so Ride's power is not super useful at the moment, but it will be useful once we get rid of the ship. Actually, when we get rid of the ship, I want to have Rides put it in the bottom. But I don't think we're going to be doing that this turn. Actually, you can Rampage, which will get rid of, like, some of them.
Yeah, I kept Rampage specifically because I was like, with lots of crew, Rampage is a great card.
Though it won't hit Mabel, but K.N.Y.F.E can take care of Mabel, like, no problem. Okay. So,
Cytosine says, I think Benchmark is the last heroic character who doesn't exist as a character in one form or another, and I believe that is correct. Because all the rest are villains turned heroic.
TK Thump le Capitan. Rainbow Painted Speeder Bike asks, can I be a guest on the stream? I mean, maybe. No one usually just asks.
Yeah, we've definitely had people from the chat on the stream.
We definitely have. So, send us an email.
Yeah, send us an email at feedback@handelabra.com. If you've streamed before, send us a link to your streams.
Yeah. We are usually up for having special guests once in a while, so.
Oh, idealist.
You're punching me. And you got walked on the plank. All right. For the greater good.
Yes. Lou Dolphin says, I wonder who they could be, and another letdown says, I guess we'll just have to wait and see, and you will just have to wait and see, because we're not going to announce it until next week.
I guess it's kind of a waste to play both for the greater goods, so maybe I won't do that. I don't have enough powers. Rewind. I'll play the other one next turn.
Oh yeah, Bella Sorcier points out, yes, villains turned heroic, or Sentinels who are now full heroes. I always forget about the Void Guard. Bad Jeremy, bad CEO. Odd Rob asks if there are any other new content shown today. It's really just the new environment. Court of Blood. Obviously, we're playing challenge modes that I don't think we've played on the stream before. But yeah, we're just showing off the one new deck tonight.
Yeah.
I avoided the guard. That's exactly right. Ooh, here's a card we haven't seen yet. Dowager Ilona. Let's pop her open here. Vampire. Increased radiant damage dealt to this card by 1, which you might have noticed the theme. that happens to all the vampires. Whenever a vampire deals damage to a character card, that vampire regains 2 HP.
No motley crew there.
She's got the looks that kill!
Chrono-Ranger cannot use powers.
Sorry, that was my best motley crew. I wanted to go back in the vault. None of this Dr.
Chrono-Ranger
crap.
double can't use powers. Oh, the Idealist. Come on, man.
Alright, well, all is not lost yet. Let's see here. Yeah, so are we looking for me to keep digging for some ongoing destruction?
I mean, you won't be able to use the power, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it this turn. You could get a bounty out, one in your hand, or sudden contract. Get by any means on La Capitan, maybe, or something. I'll be able to force the ship under her deck, so she won't be able to get it back.
That's fine. I'll by any means on her. So, of course, by any means, deal that, as opposed to some of the other bounties, that allows everybody's damage to her to be boosted by 1. Do we want me to, like, get rid of Chip, for instance, here? Or should I go after her with the bonus of +1?
I'll be doing area damage, so you can hit La Capitan.
Okay.
Dark Delusions.
The letdown says, my Vince Neil was pretty good, but I neglected to forget every other word. I don't know. I have not seen Motley Crue in, I'm going to date myself now, 15 years, 20 years? Something like that.
All right. The next non-hero target that we will destroy is the ship. Agreed?
Sure.
And I'll have to get a recovery card back because I discarded it before.
Yeah, and actually, it's probably worth doing because I don't know that we see them very often. So here's the foil flip side of Idealist. You'll notice the conspicuous absence of an incapacitated ability because the Sentinels have it incapacitated as a team. So when the individuals are incapacitated, they're just sort of sitting. It's not until all 4 are incapped that you get the incap powers, but because they're a team, they actually have 4, unlike most heroes that only have 3. Okay. You know what? What is even Eternal Haka's power? I don't even know. Draw a card. It's been a while since I've played Eternal Haka.
No, I don't think we've had him on the stream for a while.
Yeah, draw a card. You may discard a card with Haka in the title. If you do, draw 2 cards. So it's a good way to sort of get more cards. And again, this sort of reflects story-wise. Eternal Haka is a more pensive Haka. He's a sort of, he's trapped in the final wasteland thousands of years in the future, and he's been spending his time reading and thinking. And
he does have a book in his hand right there.
Indeed. So. That's why I said he was reading. Okay, so... yeah, I think I'm going to just do that exactly. I'm going to Vitality Surge and draw a card, which gives me another Haka of Battle, which is perfect because then I can use my power and discard one of them. So I got a Teeha, which is good. I'll discard one of these Hakas of Battle.
I feel like you're learning so much.
Ground Pound, Enduring Intercession. Alright, good times. And Dominion, another Dominion.
She hasn't got any cards under her. Not to jinx that or anything. Yeah, for the greater good, let's do it. We're going to have a big K.N.Y.F.E turn here. Oh, perfect. Flawless Execution. I mean, I don't think that's going to necessarily come into play right here, but it might. Because I want to... Oh, yeah. Okay. Flawless Execution. If I play that, I want to get all my bonuses, but I don't actually think I'm going to be able to. So I'm thinking Incidental Contact, if you guys are okay to take 2 damage.
I'm okay. It's your Sentinels that are going to take the brunt of it because they have less to start with.
That's true. I don't 100% need to use it. So maybe I'll keep it for Dire Straits later. So I'll go ahead and play, but I would want to get rid of that stupid Final Breath. Actually, yeah, I can do both. So I will lose my other card, but that's okay.
So one thing we have not addressed yet that's happening in the chat is it sounds like Another Letdown actually toured with Motley Crue. Is that it? Am I reading that right? That you went to multiple things and multiple concerts and got.
Oh wait, I did it in the wrong order. I'm the worst person.
The worst person. The worst. My first concert experience ever was Poison on the Open Up and Say Ah tour.
Well, aren't you fancy?
Indeed. That was a good number of years before a lot of the people watching were probably born, is my guess. Because I think I was in 5th or maybe 6th grade at the time.
I changed my mind. Battlefield experience. I'm wasting some of the damage, but I want to do the thing that it does.
Okay. What did I just do? From John. My second real concert experience was Metallica, the An Evening with Metallica Black Album tour, which was fantastic.
All right, I'm going to kill Final Breath because Final Breath kills the Sentinels like crazy, so. All right, the ship is on the bottom of her deck, and what could possibly go wrong? Right, non-vampire targets can't regain HP. We don't need that. Whatever. We don't need those HPs.
Yeah. All right, so that was the Unhallowed Halls. I'll bring it up again for anyone who's new. Non-vampire targets cannot regain HP. Targets cannot deal radiant damage. Increase all infernal damage by 1. So in the last game, we got this and helped out because we were using Prime Wardens Fanatic, who dealt radiant damage against herself. Obviously, less of a concern in this game. Maria Helena's Revenge. Wow, Tommy Page, New Kids on the Block, NKOTB, and Tiffany in a single night. My wife
That's a pretty good concert.
My wife would be pretty excited. She was a huge NKOTB fan when she was in middle school.
All right, the Sentinels are having trouble.
When
Write
I was
this down.
Yes, when I was dating my wife, we went to see Britney Spears on the Oops, I Did It Again tour, and much more recently, I went to see Katy Perry on the Prismatic tour. All right, let's see here. She's got By Any Means on her. I do have Ultimate Target. I'm not restricted from using powers anymore, am I? Okay.
Yeah, I would say fire away. We just don't have a good way to destroy ongoings, and I don't know if we're gonna find it. So if we can win the damage race, which I think we can at this point, now that she's not playing extra cards. And we really, we only have one environment destruction, and that's Chrono-Rangers. So, Unhallowed Halls is probably not going away.
Right.
Unless we get an angry mob that can get rid of it for us.
Another Letdown says, yeah, but you love Katy Perry. I do, and I have to say this. I think I tweeted this from a month ago after I rewatched the Katy Perry movie. It is a regret that I will take to my grave that I did not go see the California Dreams tour live. I think that would have been, if I had to pick a concert in the world that I wish I had seen that I did not see, that is what it was. I think that is absolutely, now, I'm ready for her to prove me wrong, because Prismatic, in my opinion, was a very slight step down for Katy Perry, but California Dreams was Katy Perry in her absolute prime. I think some of the stuff she's doing now is probably going to be pretty good, but, man, having watched that movie, I wish I'd seen that.
I'm done. No one can gain HP. Why am I trying to heal with Dr. Medico? Rewind.
Nobody knows.
Too much gin. Yeah, Dr. Medico, actually, it's not a good time for Dr. Medico.
Yeah, and I will say one of the reasons why I don't have and many more regrets beyond that is that I have gone to see a lot of the concerts that I wanted to see. Like, I've seen Metallica live several times. I saw them live on January 1st, 2000, Y2K, in the front row center. I will find a picture of that if I can, because I have an amazing picture that was on the Metallica website of me being like that they took of me, which was awesome, with the throwing the horns. Boop, there they are. I've seen Tool a bunch of times. I've seen Coheed and Cambria a bunch of times. Those are two of my all-time favorite bands. All right, what do we got here?
I've seen many concerts of bands you probably don't know.
Yeah, you and me have very different. We have very different musical tastes, and that's fine.
But one of the coolest shows, actually, I really hate. Generally, I hate shows that are in like arenas and stuff. I don't like big shows. I like small shows. But a good show I did go to in a hockey rink was the Pixies. They had a reunion tour about 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe.
So I am like almost the exact opposite. I do love small club shows. Like I just saw Protest the Hero in a club, which was amazing. But Snot Zombie 77 says his first concert was Pantera, which I saw. Pantera, I saw Biohazard, who opened for Sepultura, who opened for Pantera, and that was an amazing show. It was at the Coliseum in Cleveland before they tore it down. It was literally one of the last shows before they tore it down. All right, what was I gonna do here? We're going after her, right? We're trying to just deal all the damage.
Yeah, or I mean, ground pound. Wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, actually, I'm happy with ground pound. That gives us some time. And I'll get rid of Enduring Intercession, because that is a card I literally have never played in my life. And I'll get rid of one of these Dominions. Awesome. And let's see what I draw. Oh, another ground pound. Okay, in fact...
Yeah, and draw more cards.
Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that.
Keep the ground pound
battle.
going.
Keep the ground pound going. That's good. Ooh, Rampage and Haka Restoration. I did never see Nine Inch Nails live, but I will say I never loved Nine Inch Nails as much as I always wanted to, which is odd because... he used to, like, Trent Reznor came up on Coventry, which is a street that I live at the corner of Coventry and where I live. So it's literally like I could walk to the grog shop, which is where some of the earliest Nine Inch Nails, like him trying out Nine Inch Nails stuff, was, which is amazing. In fact, I was just telling Krista, who's very young, about Nine Inch Nails and how they were like, you know, they came up right around where I live right now, which is pretty cool.
More crew cards.
Yeah, I saw Lollapalooza the year that Tool and K.N.Y.F.E were there, and I actually drove from Cleveland to Dayton to see K.N.Y.F.E once. Yes, K.N.Y.F.E with a K. I promised kids they were cool. They were cool one day. I swear to God, they were. They're not anymore, and their moment of coolness was only slightly longer than Limp Bizkit's was, who I also saw live on the Family Values tour. All right.
We can destroy Hippocratic Oath because it's never going to do anything.
Okay.
Anymore. I guess Angry Mob, we could do something about it, but yeah. And she's destroying a card as well. I have another Conduit Blade, so we can get rid of that. I think.
Yeah, Agent Panic says the best thing to come out of the new metal genre was Deftones. I also saw Deftones live. That might have been with Korn, actually. Was that with Korn? I definitely saw them live. It might have been at, like, on the Ozfest. I want to say I saw them on Ozfest one year. Okay, what are my other bounties that I have here? I have Kill on Sight, no executions in hand, and I have Whole Gang and Dead or Alive. I'm just reading cards, don't mind me. I always have to remind myself.
I mean, if it looks interesting for other people and they're seeing you read cards, so...
Yeah. Place next to them, that target leads play, draw 3 cards, no executions.
Yeah, I really prefer shows at places that are like 200 or less capacity. That's my jam.
Well, my most recent was Protest the Hero, but right before that was when I had Christopher. He came to Cleveland, and we went to see Cody and Cambry together, and that was at a pretty small venue. It was called the Agora. It's in the building in Cleveland where legend has it the term rock and roll was coined, which was the office.
Legend has it Handelabra Studio once had an office.
And legend has it that Handelabra Studio once actually had an office in that very same building. So that's our connection to history. But we actually had super special tickets, so we got to meet the band, we got to get things signed. I'm just gonna terrible text strike. Right, no, regain HP.
True Shot can't gain HP, so.
Yep, no, that's good. So it was a great show. It was, it's a small venue. I love being in the pit. We didn't go like moshing in the pit for Coheed. They're not really a moshing band. Some of their songs are, but not in general. Protest the Hero, on the other hand, I was right up in the thick of it. By the way, if you guys don't listen to Protest the Hero, you should. Here's my little commercial for a sort of indie prog rock band that I love called Protest the Hero. Pacific Myth is their most recent release, and it's amazing. Scurrilous is the other one that I really, really, really dig.
So you have another ground pound.
I do.
And she's not going to flip because she doesn't till there's 3, so I think we should just keep wailing on her. And we might be able to win before she flips over and stops the damage. That's what I'm thinking. And I'll hit a couple of these crews with some extra splash damage.
All right, while you're doing that, I'm going to post a link to a Protest the Hero song. So you're going to see a link in the chat that's for a song by Protest the Hero called Clarity. It's the lyric video for that song. And the reason why I post a link to the lyric video is because it's a song basically about nerd culture, which is fantastic. And everybody should watch it. So, oh man, it was a Google search link. That's not what I meant to do. But whatever, go to it. Anyways, all right, yeah, we're going to continue grounding the pounds. We're going to continue, powering the bottom. I'll get rid of one of these dominions. I think I'll just get rid of the Teha. I mean, it's more likely that I'm going to rampage than that. And then I will draw that, and I'll get rid of my Haka Restoration. I get an Elbow Smash and an Elbow Smash.
Have I played you Paul Anka's Rock Swings before? I probably sent it to you before. We've known each other for
It sounds like something you would have sent
7 years. But he's doing like big band swing versions of modern music.
Yes, you absolutely sent me that. Absolutely sent me that.
I if I know you, I will eventually send you that at some point. So
yeah, Deadlock PM. It sounds like you're from the immediate area. But yeah, it has been a long time since that was torn down, and I can't believe it's been that long. Which is really too bad, because it was a great venue. Concerts there were great. That was actually where I saw the Metallica in the Round Black Album tour, and that's also where I saw the Biohazard Pantera Sepultura concert.
Knife's gonna deal all the damage. Overdo it, eh? I don't have enough cards for that. Incidental contact time. Yeah, she's down to 15, and we have ground pound still in effect.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was not expecting this game to go this way, but I'm overjoyed that it has because it's given us the opportunity to discuss cool music and stuff.
Oh, I'm actually dealing extra damage to heroes because I'm not paying attention. Whoops. Sorry, mainstay.
John.
I'm not sure if I did, but I was just clicking yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I've mentioned a lot of the main concerts that I've gone to see. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones that I've seen. Oh, I mean, I would be reticent to not mention Chimera, which is actually a local Cleveland metal band. I went to Chimera Christmas probably 4 or 5 times. When it was at the Agora, when it was at the House of Blues. So yeah, they're really great. If you're not interested, if you haven't listened to Chimera and you're into metal, I highly recommend it. Oh, Dragon Force. I saw Dragon Force with Chimera, actually. I fell in love with them,
Did you play
obviously.
their songs on Guitar Hero?
Oh, did I? I never full comboed them, but man, did I love those. Oh yeah, Another Letdown says Steel Panther was a lot of fun. They came to Cleveland within the last couple of years, and I tried to go, but I just couldn't get away. And I would have loved to have gone. All right, what are we getting rid of here?
Where is she in the loop? I guess we want to keep it around. Flawless Execution can be gotten rid of. Actually, Overcharge Null Shield and Flawless Execution, get rid of both of those. Actually, I don't know if we need to get rid of both, but that's fine. Null Shield.
Alright, let's just do this.
What? That's not the best way to deal most damage.
It's not? What am I missing?
Definitely not. You have one-shots that do 1 damage. That is going to, with boosts, do more than 100. 100 will do with 1 damage instance. You're going to do 5 here, but you could do 6.
Okay. Oop.
And get something else out of the deal, like another bounty or something.
Mm-hmm. Alright. That's fine. We'll do that.
Like, kill on sight on someone who's going to die or something.
Fine. That's wonderful. There we go. So there's that, and then
Might need that 1 damage.
Yeah, no, I hear you. She's definitely close, but not forgotten yet.
I think we got it. But,
I mean, yeah, I agree. I think we're pretty close, so. Alright, so I'm going to spell the name of Chimera. Chimera. I believe that's correct.
Oh, yeah. It's over right now. Whether you had played 100 or not. So,
nope, I spelled
goodnight,
it wrong.
La Capitan.
This is Chimera.
Is it spelled with an A? That's not how you spell Chimera.
There you go, Chimera.
That's also not how you spell
Wait, that's
Chimera.
not right either. Oh, yeah, merch. Okay.
You want to, like, spell it like the way you spell the word?
It's not, they spell it all funky.
That's how you spell the word. Okay. Fair enough.
Chimera? Their site. Yeah, they haven't released a new album in a while, so like their new site is very different. But oh, turn off that music. All right, there we go. Okay. Yeah, but you're thinking of the correct spelling of Chimera. There's actually like 3 bands called Chimera that all spell it differently. That's the one that I linked to is the one that's from Cleveland, but they their site is all weird because they haven't released a new album in a while. I think actually what happened was everybody quit except for the singer, and then he put together a band. They released an album, they went on tour, and then I don't think they've done anything since then. But they're still a good band. So anyway.
Hey, remember what game we're playing?
Hey, so board games or card games are cool, man, right? Welcome to the Indie Metal Hour with John and Jeremy.
To be followed by the Goatee Style Hour with just Jeremy.
How to style your beard. All right, good time. So that's 2 wins, two games, 2 wins, both on challenge mode, and both where the challenge mode didn't really do much. You know, literally in the first game, it did absolutely nothing. It
did do stuff in this game, though.
It did do stuff in this game because she played a bunch, but we kind of kept it in check by using Haka to his full potential.
And she never flipped, and she has extra flip challenge things.
That's right. Yes, yeah. When she flips, she does extra stuff. So, anyways, so we hope everybody had a good time tonight. I know we did, talking about music and other fun things. Let me bring up my script here so I can close this out the right way. So it's 10 after 9. That puts us past 2 hours, so I think we're going to call it a night tonight. And that does it for another episode of Sentinels Live. Sentinels the Multiverse is the only cooperative comic book card game that you should be playing, as you all know, I'm sure. Thanks for joining us. We do this every single Tuesday night, unless we don't, at 7 p.m. Eastern. And if you do enjoy the show, please like, share, follow, and subscribe. Share the show to your friends, seriously. Or click just a quick little up click on YouTube. It doesn't take that much. Sentinels of the Multiverse is currently available for iOS, Android, and Steam. And always in good old analog cardboard and ink. And you can always find more. Oh, thank you. Cytosine says, enjoy my vacation. Thank you, Cytosine. I hope to enjoy my vacation next week. I'll be on a beach drinking Mai Tais or margaritas or some kind of something in Puerto Rico. Sentinels is available for iOS, Android, and Steam, and always in good old analog cardboard and ink. And you can find more about the game at sentinelsdigital.com. I'm Jeremy.
And I'm John.
Saying good night from the multiverse. We will see you next week. Or at least one of us will see you next week.
I will see you next week.
John will see you
Jeremy,
next week.
we won't see that guy.
All right. Good night, everybody.